Hey, Jamie, greetings from Toronto. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Bonnie.
How are
Pleasure to
things?
meet you.
No,
Good.
you
I
too.
was just
I've
up in your
interviewed
great
you so
city.
many times over the years, like for sure, but it's been a while. It's been a while.
hmm
It's all
Okay,
good. It's
yeah.
all good. How are things? How are you doing?
Good. I'm just out here. Been very busy finishing up a tour and promoting this movie, getting ready to start another one. So happy the strike's over.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. We're happy that you're doing well and doing lots of stuff. And I got to say, I really had a fun time watching Don't Suck. And I want to ask you first off, before we start talking about the movie. Being for me, I always thought that being a stand-up comedian is one of the hardest jobs. To get up on that stage, to be so vulnerable, to put yourself out there. Where do you get confidence to do that?
I always say a great comedian is a mix of two things. Um, they are confident enough to go in the middle of a room and say, "Hey, listen to me. I have something important to say," and insecure enough that they need your validation.
Yeah,
So I think it's a mix of narcissism
yeah,
and neediness. That's the impetus of a lot of people. But then, and if you have talent, then you can be entertaining. And if you're thought provoking, then you can get people on your side. But that's the beginnings of it. I don't know anybody that woke up with a healthy mindset and said, I want to be a comedian. Like,
yeah.
and then,
Oh,
but we bring a lot of joy, hopefully. But there's a lot of stuff that went on before it. And as a Canadian, I always say that that's one of your biggest exports is funny people.
that is for sure. We have given you guys an abundance, no question about that.
The
And
world.
yeah, well, that's yeah, the world. That is true. Do you still get butterflies when you get up on stage? Because I would think that if you didn't, then why do it?
I think Jerry Lewis always said that. He said, if you're not feeling a little something, you're not good. And I think he's right. I mean, I don't get totally freaked out. Like, I think the biggest thing for me as a comedian is expectations. I was brought up in this kind of 8 minutes, get on, get off, have someone look at you to get your TV set ready, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I did a set last week for the first time in so long in my 30-year career, and I was on stage and it was just kind of on for about an hour, and I meant only to do 15 minutes, but it was this cool new venue and there wasn't a lot of restrictions, and I'm like, oh, this is what comedy really is. This is like the bitter end coffee shop in the early 60s in New York City. That's to me. So when it's like that,
Yeah.
it's less because it's just like I'm vibing. But when it's all constricted and expectations and hurry up, we got to drop the checks in 45 minutes. And I hate the business part of it. I love the expression part of it.
Yeah, yeah. This is fun because first of all, I love seeing you with Matt Rife, and I want to ask you. I mean, Matt just exploded out of from the internet. I mean, unbelievable where that guy started, where he is. It's extraordinary for
This
you as
this this movie's like a documentary, exactly. Like he was a young comic and just
yeah, well, pretty much.
yeah.
And I love the fact that he's a vampire because it has so many metaphors. I don't know, sucking the life out of veteran comedy. I mean, it's got a lot to say. It's not just a silly film. It's got a lot to say, I think. But for you as a veteran who's been around, watching a young guy like Matt, tell me your impressions of him and working with him.
Well, first of all, he's hilarious. Um, he's really, really good in the movie. Like he is he looks like he could star in Twilight, but
Yes.
yet he does. He could be any star in any of those movies,
Yeah.
100%. And yet he has the mind of a really high end comedian. Like he's
Mm,
super quick. I mean, some of the best lines in the movie are him riffing,
right.
and he's always just coming up. In fact, we would say, dude, so, some of we kept a lot of it, but some of it was so good. Where like your character wouldn't be that evolved yet. Like you're way smarter than your characters because your character's new in the comedy game. I mean, that's how good he is. So he's totally professional. He's always worked. He worked very hard. He always was on set and wants to. He just was always giving, and he was just there for as late and as long as we needed him. And I mean, his rise is overnight to the casual viewer, but to everybody in town. We've known him. He's been doing it for 12 years. I've seen him around for
Yeah.
I've known him on and off at least 7-8 years, seeing him around town, and he's just built, and then how the world is now. We're all connected, and then just boom, something hit, and it's an amazing thing to see. And
Yeah.
his rise is meteoric, but not expected. But yes, it did jump from here to there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh gosh. And I agree with you. He is hilarious and a good guy, It seems like he's quite humble
Very
about
good guy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good guy, and just it's his time. It's his world, and I mean, just we're all in it.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, you look, you're pretty in it too, my friend. You've been around for a while. We love watching you and whatever you do. And with this one, was it kind of a no-brainer when you got the script?
No, it wasn't.
Ah,
I love your interview style, by the way.
oh,
It was totally a Hollywood story of how it happened. So I was at the Laugh Factory. Harry Basil, who's in the movie,
yeah,
has a legendary club, one of the last greatest rooms in America, which is Rodney Dangerfield's room in the Tropicana.
right.
And he has a party every Saturday night. So whatever comics are there, they come in. And so I was headlining that weekend. He had a party. And then I meet a comic who I met years ago, and I reconnected with Rick, who's the writer of the script. He said, "Oh, I got this script, blah, blah, blah." And I'm 2 sheets to the wind and a half a bottle of red. And I'm like, okay, send it to me. And, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then like a couple weeks later, he sent it to me. I was like, okay, great. And then I didn't really talk to him. And then I think it was like, 10 months later, he's like, "Hey, dude, this movie I sent you, I think I've gotten the first leg of funding for it. You should read it." And I'm like, "Dude, I love you. I'm not going to read anything unless it's this, this, and this." And so he made an offer. Like the first, I said everything I did, and he just gave me exactly what I said I wanted in the deal. And I was very impressed with that. And I was like, wow. And he's like, "Read 10 pages. If you hate it, lose my number."
Huh.
So I read the title page, and the title page was called 2 Pint Minimum, which is a play on 2 drink minimum, which is you
Right.
have to do in a comedy club. And I was like, this is the corniest, cheesiest shit. And I read literally the title, and I read the first page, and I was interested. And then once I got to the second page, I didn't put it down. And
Wow.
I'm like, I have not read something this engaged. I read the whole script, which is a to do because you commit to it. It read very quickly, very easily. And I'm like, this is incredible. I'm like, this is way better than it should be. And once I read it, I was like, let's go. And that's how it started. But literally, it was just
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be, and it kept happening. But a real Hollywood, that's how real stuff happens.
Listen, and you're great in it. And plus, you get to
Thank you.
shoot in Vegas. I mean, is that good or is that bad?
I mean, I love shooting in Vegas. I would like to shoot there more. For me, it's good because I know the town so well. It's kind of like our backyard here in LA, and I've been there so many times. So I've done pretty much everything you can do in Vegas. You know what I mean? Within the legal limits.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
so so I've lived. I've been going there since I was 26. In fact, one of my first movies was a movie called Sparkler,
Yeah.
uh, with Veronica Cartwright and Park Overall and Freddie Prinze, and I was 20. I think I was 26, and I went there for the first time. It was the first time I ever went to Vegas, and so I don't go there like, what? It's like I literally go there, do my scenes. I'm tired. I'm like, let me get room service. you know. So I love it. The hotel took such good care of us. They gave us the run of the hotel. So I'm very comfortable shooting there. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll
Good
go
stuff.
crazy after the movie.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, listen, congratulations on this. Always my pleasure to have a chance to chat with you, Jamie. I always love talking to you, and I hope that you're going to come and do some stand up here in Toronto. You got to come back here.
I will love it. I was just there for a big convention, and I'm going to come
Yes,
back again. I love the city.
good.
Congratulations. Go Canadians.
Go, all Canada, all Toronto. Listen, thanks so much for your time. Happy holidays to you, and we'll speak to you again soon, Jamie. Take care.
You will. Thank you for your
Okay,
time.
okay, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.